Welcome back to Center Court, Branson, Missouri, the Branson Hilton Convention Center. Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO, joined by the Mississippi Ninja, Phillip Barnett, and Philly Rainier, one of our finer female players who had a rough day today but is looking to set her sights on the Cornhole Championships in singles tomorrow. And we are blessed by your unfortunate demise in the doubles division to have you here to call what is going to be a great game. This is the Consolation Semifinal in Bracket A. You will see two familiar faces, Isaac and Kaleb Hurt in the blue lane in the higher seed. Stuart Graham and Chris Dull will be fighting alongside in the red lane. When they are ready, the first bag will be flying out of Isaac Hurt's hand, and there it is. So we are underway, and this is one where we're very familiar with the Hurt locker, and I know that Stuart came over to talk to you a little bit, Phil, about the bags that they were throwing, and again, we're looking at another team out of, is it
the
Allegheny Mountain Baggers? Yeah. So how about that?
Chad Chestnut's boys.
Yeah,
he just had two advance, and he's got two trying to fight to stay alive here.
Justin Gibson and Austin Douglas. Congratulations to them for taking down Scott Stoffergen and Rob Green here on center court just moments ago. But Stuart and Chris working out of the red lane. No blood drawn on the first frame, so we'll see exactly what the Hurt Locker has in store for them. A little bit of nerves maybe on center court. It is kind of funny, when we first came out, Kaleb wasn't here yet. He was a little late getting to center court. When he finally showed up, Chris goes, "Oh, damn, he showed up."
I was hoping he got stuck in the bathroom or something. And Chris immediately gives up 6 to him right here.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He goes, "Those pennies that I put in his hotel door lock didn't work."
Right.
He tried to penny him in, and it didn't quite happen.
Does that work?
I've seen it work.
What about this guy, Philly? Hey, we're glad to have Philly here. At least she makes us look
nice
better.
shot.
How about that?
I'll tell you what. All right, Isaac's put himself in position to sink those, and it was nice of Stuart to go ahead and oblige. He'll put that one right where it belongs.
I know Stuart. He made pro status. Stuart is a really good player. With an unorthodox throw, just like we always talk about, he just kind of throws from in front of him with just his arm cocked. It's crazy.
Yeah, there's a couple of bags that I think Heather Waking is another one that we saw. It's almost like you're just serving it up. There's no arm swing like you're seeing there with Isaac, even a little, halfway arm swing that you see there with Chris, but Heather has that, it's almost like it's similar to Tammy Williams. It's just shooting from the hip and just served out there. And you've got to have some really good forearm strength and bicep strength to be able to get that bag delivered with any kind of power. And now, and Philly, I haven't gotten to watch you play as much as I would have liked to, outside of your center court win. But are you a stepper? Do you stand still? Are you
I stand for the most part, unless
swing?
Just straight back, straight forward, no step or anything.
Do you work on the same motion every time?
Yeah, it does the same thing for the most part.
Y'all practice at home a lot?
We try to. We don't have any indoor spaces, but we practice out in the backyard as much as we can.
All right.
Well, there we go.
Finally able to crack the egg, and 6-on-2. Nicely done there. Chris Dull and Stuart Graham standing side by side with Kaleb Hurt and Isaac Hurt, who are looking to get their way back up through the consolation bracket here in Bracket A and find themselves back on center court for the doubles championship on Championship Saturday here at the Branson Convention Center.
And Kaleb looks a little more dialed in than he did. He had some mistakes that we hardly ever see out of him in the last game they played up here.
It's interesting. His bag in that game, standing side by side with Craig Ervin. Oh,
he's going to take the 1 point there.
He took it, his bag against Craig Ervin, who he squared off with outdoors at the Jeffersonville Pro Invitational just a few weeks ago, seemed like it was more affected by outside factors than it was with the wind blowing outside. You know what I'm saying? From here inside, he just didn't seem to have that kind of control. But you're right; it looks like he's dialed it back in and ready to get back to business. At 7-on-2 would indicate exactly that.
How about the start for Stewart, though? He's been pretty solid in this game. Oh, he'll give up a couple right here, I believe. Maybe 4. How about I grab
That was a good call right there. I
that
wonder.
real quick.
You know what I think? I think pretty soon the Hertz are going to have 11 points.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. All right, so Kaleb, when he does miss, he seems this week to be missing to the left. And
Well, he missed those 2 bags that took off the back on the right.
Ooh, right off
Right
the
there
back.
where Chris just went.
he sure did, and that's that one little patch of the board. When you get that clean, it is gone.
Almost like that patch is waxed or something.
Yep. Chris, a little bit reminiscent of our Branson, Missouri CO here in town, Rick Porter.
Yeah.
Kind of not a lot going on top, but a big bushy beard to catch his food.
He could have got Boogie to trim that up. Boogie's got his barber chair set up over there.
Yeah, our buddy Jay.
You get
Boogie.
your hair trimmed over there,
No,
Philly?
no, it's all still in contact. Yep, right here.
Go in there and just have him pin it up and shave that
There you go.
ACO logo in the back there.
I do have an undercut,
There
so
you go.
I
Go
could
get
have.
it. Go get it done. Frank Gears, the Cornhole dude, founder of the ACO's, got his done, so he's all colored up and dialed in. All right, so these guys are giving a little bit of guidance to one another, and 16-on-2. They better make some hay, and they did.
All right, now I got a question. I'm going to
4
ask.
points.
First, I'm going to ask Philly, and then I want you to chime in. All right, so Stewart had 4 points. All he had to do was lay the bag on the board, and he automatically had 4. All right, so
Okay.
Isaac had 1 hanging in the hole. If Stewart goes in and pushes his bag in the hole, he's going to pick up 4 anyway. Okay? So my theory on that is to just lay the bag on the board, because too much can happen when you try to push that bag.
That is true.
So
Well, I suppose my question would be if he just lands it and thumps it on the board and vibrates that bag in, and his is still sitting there.
I don't think that one was
Was it that?
enough
I
back
didn't
that
feel like it
all you
was.
got to do is throw it on the board and grab 4.
Well, okay. Then let's go back to what we were just talking about in the last match. Just throw it on the board.
Yeah,
Is it
I
easier
know
to
that.
go with
It's
a
the
shot
hardest
you know
shot
you can,
to make,
yeah,
just
you-
on the board, really.
Yeah.
I
You
do.
know you can make that push through and you can do it, or do you just want to set one up there, which could go horribly wrong for no reason whatsoever?
My theory is you got to just lay that in the middle of the board. There's nothing that
boy.
can happen. That was a
That's
bad bag by Stewart. Just got
Rough
away
for
from it.
Stewart. No, and just
Just pick the 4 up and go about your business.
yeah,
It's going to
Isaac's
be
just
game right here.
replacing, and now the push and
Oh, it's only 3.
and it
Only
sits
3.
up top.
That was unlucky and lucky for them.
They sit up there atop the blue lane now. Finally, somebody in the blue lane, the higher seed, is earning the respect that higher seed deserves. 19-on-6 as Kaleb and Isaac Hurt can try to finish this off right here against Chris Dull and Stuart Graham.
Think about Chris and Stewart. They come up here and they're making their way through the consolation bracket, as we like to call it, and all of a sudden they call you on center court and you got to play the number 1 overall seed in the tournament. How bad luck is that? Nice
Ooh,
shot.
nice shot.
Nice shot, and he couldn't get it to fall. He couldn't get it to fall, and that's going to do it. The Hurt Locker takes this one in the consolation semifinal in bracket A, and they will continue to advance. But it was just about enough, but far too late, I think, for Stewart and Chris. But it was a good match. Everybody exchanges a little hug, a little tater, and steps off his center court. So the Hurt Locker, Isaac and Kaleb Hurt, they will continue their charge through the consolation bracket, and I'm sure we will see them a number of times here on center court as we continue working our way toward Championship Saturday. So we will take a quick break. We'll set a new match, and we'll be back. We'll send a new alert. Don't forget to join us. And again, if you want to check it out on high def, the embedded link is available for you at AmericanCornhole.com. Philly Rainier, Philip Barnett, the Mississippi Ninja. We need to come up with a nickname. What's your nickname? You got one?
Come on, Philly.
Philly. It's my nickname.
Oh, that's true.
her
Philly is
nickname.
really your nickname. That's true. All right. Yeah, I'll call you by your real name or your
geez.
actual name, and that'll be your nickname. All right. I'm Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO, and sometimes the dummy here as well on center court. We'll be back with more action in Branson, Missouri at the Convention Center. Thank you to our friends at the Hilton for the hospitality, and more to come on the ACO Digital Network. Welcome back to Branson, Missouri, and the American Cornhole Organization World Championships of Cornhole Season 17. Center court finds us here right in the Branson Hilton Convention Center. We have taken over the entire place, And center court has become a very, very, very big hub for this, what I call kind of a hornet's nest and beehive of activity all week long. Philip Barnett, the Mississippi Ninja, side by side with yours truly, Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO, and the activity has been fast and furious around both big rooms here. But also, I would tell you this center court has been on fire today with some great matches.
Yes, it has, and we got another great match here, and we're going to see a new team we haven't seen up here in a while. Gene Quilter, a long-time ACO member, and Michael Chittenden, who's a great guy going up Bracey and Sebastian, who didn't do so well on center court last time they were
had
here.
A rough go of it here a little bit earlier against Gavin Kirk and Gary Bearpaw, losing 21-8. But these guys are now in the Consolation play-in finals to be one of the 8 that'll be reseeded into the final bracket for doubles on Saturday. We will determine our champion doubles team. So little fro, Sebastian Barger just let that one go out of his right hand, pushing a little bit to the right against Michael Chittenden. Chittenden and Quilter out of Indianapolis,
yes, sir,
Indiana. And as we know, Sebastian out of Paragould, Arkansas, plays out of the Garner group with all those fine folks. And Bracey,
that
Blanton,
shot by Michael comes out firing.
Nice shot. He is a very unassuming fellow, but he has a very, very, very impressive game.
He's a deadly player, too. He can get hot and make a lot of bags, too. And Gene can also. Like I said, Gene's been in this game a long time. And there's 3 points already.
He went for it. And you know what? I think Sebastian's in a little bit of a got nothing to lose mindset here after the earlier letdown on center court where they were the higher seed at the time.
Yeah, and I'll tell you one thing. And look at this. Gene and Michael come in here as the higher seed in this match. So yes, they can play.
Yes, they do. Bracey's wearing that number 7 pro jersey that he earned over the course of season 17. Sebastian's got his pro jersey on.
Sebastian is just a good player, but so are all these guys now. When we're getting down to the nitty-gritty now, I got a chance to talk to Bracey. I thought Bracey had actually one of the worst games I've ever seen him have, period, in the last round. And I asked him what happened. He said, I wasn't nervous. He said, you can just go back and say, I just sucked in that game. So guess what I'm going to tell you, what Bracey told me. He sucked.
He sucked. Well, I will tell you this, too. This is the one sport, I think, where you will get unabashed honesty from a player.
That's right.
If they weren't on their game, and they're not going to get mad at us for saying.
No,
we called Austin Cameron out last night. We felt like there was a point in Game 3 against Kaleb Hurt that he just gave up, and it was pretty clear that he had at that point. And but they're not going to hold it against us or anybody that's watching for noticing what exactly is going on there. But Bracey, he had an interesting weekend at the Pro Invitational in Jeffersonville. Probably, he traveled a long way, and he rolled up by himself just because he wanted to keep his head clear. Didn't have the greatest weekend there, but here he is firing again. And who knows, he could end up on center court here as the king of cornhole when all is said and done on Saturday. You just don't know.
I guarantee you, either one of those two guys, I think, have a good chance of winning everything. Michael Chittenden is a guy that could get hot and go a long way in the singles tomorrow. A little fro, and you can see some frustration on little fro.
A little bit.
Yeah, and I think their bags they're throwing are a little tacky. How about that nice
tight
shot?
Mm-hmm. And more so than we saw Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And Tuesday night there weren't as many people in the building. The conditions were a little bit different. The boards and the bags were playing a little faster. But last night we saw them start to slow down.
Yeah.
Today we've seen them slow down, except for a couple patches here and there up at the sort of the 11 and 1 o'clock spots around the hole where if they do hit and they hit cleanly, they're going to fire right off the back. But I feel like Bracey's got a better feel. He does. He's got those bags, I think, a little bit more aggressively positioned towards the hole as he lets them go, and they are moving a little bit better toward the hole, going east to west, for lack of a better way to say it, than they were west to east earlier. Nice shot there by Quilter.
Well, Finn, you got to remember one thing. These guys are coming in. Both these teams now, it's do or die.
Yeah.
So, that's got to be in the back of their head just a little bit also.
4 teams coming out of each of the split brackets. These guys are hoping to be one of those play-in teams, one of the 8 that'll be reseeded for their final bracket, and that was on. And Gene even said, he goes, yep, that was on me, and he gave up the lead 6-5. They take that first bag back here on center court. Again, the Branson Hilton Convention Center has been home all week and will be through Saturday. Got some exciting stuff Friday. The mayor comes by to proclaim Saturday here in town Worldwide ACO World Cornhole Day, as we've done city after city after city. And we're excited to have that happen. Our friends the Haygoods are coming in Saturday to sing the national anthem. The top show in Branson. In 30 years they've been going at it. Philip, I know you haven't been to see the show.
No.
We got to go see it last Saturday. Outstanding. 5 brothers and a sister. The whole family works on the show. Got a little bit of an Osmonds vibe.
That's pretty cool.
To it, but they haven't murdered each other over the course of 30 years is pretty impressive. And boy, do they have talent to spare.
Yeah, I heard it was really, really good. And they sent in some couple nice commercials for us
they did
to
a couple
run. As we was
invitational
building
promos.
up. Yeah, and that's good of this city. This has been a great host for us.
Yeah.
And I look forward to coming back to this place every year. And we hold majors here every year.
Absolutely.
It's in the center of the country. You usually get a variety of players from all over in this area. It's
great to see, our friends Tara and Stuart, who are the hosts from the CVB, and everybody here at the convention center. It's just been a really, really great experience all week long.
Yeah, it's a great town to visit, and a lot of families are enjoying some stuff. As Gene had a chance.
So much to do, yeah.
I saw Scott Burge and his wife after he got into the main bracket out of the pool play this morning, and they were heading to see what they could get into. I mean, that's what players are doing while they're here.
Well, so many around the world championships, no matter that. A lot of people ask why we choose the cities that we go to. It's for family reasons. It's so you can bring your family, add a day on the front, add a day on the back, maybe 2 on the front and back, and make a vacation out of it.
That's right.
Why wouldn't you? So we're looking at 8 on 5 here. Bracey and Sebastian.
Good finish there by Gene to not give up anything. He's been struggling. Looks like he's the older one of the elder statesmen of them. It looks like his nerves are worse than any of them right now. We haven't seen Gene on center stage.
I believe they prefer to be called seasoned.
Yeah. Okay, the seasoned player in the ACO. Let's call it that.
And boy, I tell you what, how many times on center court have we seen 75% are the young guns? They're in their teens or 20s. Up against the elder statesman, as you said, or that seasoned player. And you're seeing that a little bit of a shift, maybe just in the overall, not just the membership, but the performance on the on the big stage. And Chittenden lays one up a little bit low.
It's not too bad a block. It's on the side that Sebastian got to come in, but he does have a nice cut shot. He might get both of these bags here.
He can get both of those and take his bag on top of it. Oh, and he stuffs up the laundry basket there in the hole.
A pile of mess we have. Hey, this is not the championship game. This is a consolation game to move into a reseeded 8-team bracket. Let's call it that. How about that?
Yes, 4 out of each of the 2 divisions that we split the brackets, A and B, so they will be reseeded as 1 of 8 if they are able to get out of this game, either team. He's thinking about this one a long time. Is he going to go up high and just try to slam it through? Yeah, he is.
Oh, and he got them all to go. Bracey liked it.
He did. He got them all.
Yeah, now this puts a little pressure on Michael here. Big slick side push. Got 1 to go. Gives up 3.
That's all right. It's all right. That was a heck of a shot by Sebastian.
Yeah.
Because that was what I thought was going to happen on his last bag. He was going to go and collect those 2 and all 3 would fall. But, even though he lost the one off the back, he did what he wanted to do.
He did.
Boy, you speak about bunched up bags. How about all our bag manufacturers here that have come out to support the tailgater and here on site today? Pitch and OTT and BD Bags, Lucky's, a handful of others. We've had the Killer Bees, the Dead Nuts folks.
A bunch of new bag partners coming in. Can
Why
I
So
mention
Serious Cornhole, IMF Cornhole, all part of the tailgater, which has been buzzing literally all week long, and expect that to be the same way all the way through. 40 bag partners plus, part of season 18, but love to have those 8 that are here with us taking part in each of the tailgaters, which is an opportunity to take home special trophies, special jersey that our pros can't even take. You get to take those bags with you, and you get to get a feel for bags that you might not normally get to play. So
Gene going up and over. And he's got a good airmail, a little short, a little
short, right.
Yeah, and Bracey's got a big push here. It looks like he's stepping out. He's on slick side. There
Coming
it
in
is.
hard.
Oh, and they just bunch.
I tell you, it's just, I mean, it's almost like there's mortar in between those bags sometimes. Up and over, he's going to try it again, a little bit short.
He's going to lay up there, and I take a chance. They're down 11-5.
You know, and this is something you can speak to. You've played in the competition in the main arena. The lighting is different in here.
It is.
It is in there. How big of an effect is that playing on? And now, by this time in the game, they should have adjusted to it, I would think. But as far as measuring your distance visually, what's the difference in the lighting from in there to in here?
It is. It does seem like it is a little lighter in the main building.
Yeah, softer in here.
Yeah, and it's a little softer in here. And if you're down in backs, you should be able to adjust to it, though. It's still plenty of light to stage this magnitude of a game.
Sure, and the muscle memory really ultimately, if you've been playing to that level to get to center court, your muscle memory should take you here, and that's something that our Hampton Farms Blindfold Challenge over the course of the season is tested, and we will have one of those blindfold challenges before all is said and done when it comes time to wrap things up, an opportunity to see just how good these players are when they can't see a thing.
Did you see that bag? Sebastian's got one off it. Ooh, and I thought Michael was going to leave it short, that hard to throw back. But you talk about that, the lighting. I guarantee you all these guys have played when the sun's gone down and still trying to, we got to have one more game. Come on,
using car headlights. Car headlights or flashlights or iPhone flashlights just to keep some light on the board so you know where it's going to go. So I'm not saying it's an excuse, but it does probably, you talk about, for instance, Gene's airmail. Is it a little bit tricky to figure out the distance that you need to work visually to get that? Because he came up short on both of those in the last frame.
I don't think the last one he was trying to throw one, but I don't think that affects you a whole lot. I shot some at that box earlier. It wasn't too bad, I didn't think. And I'd been on that in that other room all day. With Bracey.
Little monkey see, monkey do, as we've seen a number of times here on center court.
Like he said, he liked that one Gene threw so well. He thought he'd throw it in the same place, and Gene liked his so well, he went right back at it.
Somebody might want to run up there and point to a little bit to the right and let them know that that's where they're supposed to be going. They're not creating a mosaic.
No.
A little stickier over the course of the last couple days here on center court. A little slicker on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They have become a little bit tackier as more and more folks have come into the building, and the humidity here at 104 degrees outside has certainly put the HVAC system here to the test. But for the most part, it's been pretty pleasant and cool, and I don't know that humidity is going to be a huge deal in here as much as it might be over even on the tailgater boards.
No, when we were here in May, the humidity was really, really bad, and all the bags were sticking. But it seems like over this week, all the boards, especially in the other room, have played really quick. So I think it's been a great week, and players generally don't like sticky boards.
Well, I think you look at these younger players too that tend to play that position game and that bully bag game where they're just going to hit it hard and push, even stick side down. They're going to come muscle it through. That does make it a little bit more difficult. That's a nice finish there by Michael. They're going to put a couple more on the board, our Bracey and Sebastian, as they try to work their way again into the final 8. 4 out of each bracket, A and B.
15-6, the team of Bracey and Sebastian. And good to see Bracey get off there, man. He was painful to watch the struggles when they played the last game here on center court.
Yeah, and I tell you, we talk about the different bag flight. He's got maybe about a 30-degree angle on that bag. It comes in with a nice spin, but look at this bag coming out of Gene's hand. It comes nose down, and it's an effective bag because it comes in like a pile driver.
He's a good player, Gene. Like I said, he's been around a long time. He's a really good player. Remember him playing co-ed with Sherry Eggleston? They had a really good team.
I think if he comes in, if that bag is a little bit more nose down forward, he's going to have a tough time.
Too.
That's nicely done. He's going to have a tough time because he's going to find that sticking and laying short, but he's got it just at that right angle where it can hit and get. It'll still go.
Yeah, you got to try to make sure it hits where it goes straight instead of kicks either way. You've seen those bags come in nose down, and And there's no telling which way they're going to go.
Yep, these guys have collected their weaponry, are getting ready to fire back. Sebastian holding a 15-8 lead and a bag in his right hand, sends it right straight up the center.
And Michael's gotten off the last few rounds just a little bit. Oh, and Sebastian lets him off the hook. And you can see some frustration in Sebastian. Sebastian's had a chance to get some big rounds here, and he hadn't been his usual self. He's wearing it.
He was trying to grab that other one, and
tried.
he might still be able to do it. It's dumbfounding to me, but he may still be able to grab that thing with the rotation and pull it.
A little cut shot.
Flips it, grips it, rips it. And
he tried.
He did try it, but happy to take that penny and move on. 17-8, the higher seed, Gene Quilter, Michael Chittenden, fighting for their survival here to get out of the consolation bracket and into one of the 4 slots out of.
Nice block there by Bracey. I don't know if it was intentional. Did Gene just throw a get-around bag?
I don't think he meant to. I think that's he was the beneficiary of the technology of the bag.
Yeah, I think so. That might have been that nose down cut. I think he's throwing it on purpose, Finn.
Well, that one got up underneath Bracey's bag, but he should just be able to go in and clear all that out.
Oh,
he tried to take it.
Not a good situation right there for Bracey.
Well, Gene comes in hard and low, and he just a little bit to the left. Otherwise, I think he'd have had both of those.
Gene is another one of those good characters here in the ACO, though, man. I am glad to see him on center stage. Oh, and look out. Gene can pick up a 4 spot right here.
Yeah, right there, you saw Bracey, his go-to move on something like that. And he lets him completely off the hook, just gives him the deuce. His go-to reaction is hands on the hat right there. So we got to watch him. We got to watch him shake it off. He's got to shake it off.
That right there is if you don't win this game, that's one you go to take to your room and you think about for about a week and a half.
Right now, you're probably about to send a thank you note in the mail over to Michael for that first bag.
Absolutely.
Sebastian looks like he's just going to dial in and take the middle every chance he gets when it's given to him, even though he's got so many magic shots in his arsenal.
Yeah. Got to practices all the time.
All the time, yeah.
All the time.
As we've mentioned, in a facility built for him by his mom.
Yeah, the she shed. I'm just going to start calling it the she shed.
Unless you're talking to his dad, Patrick.
I'm sure there's a couch in there somewhere for Patrick.
Yeah. And if there isn't, there's going to be one missing here from the convention center on their way home. I guarantee you that.
That's
the
a
Barger
inside
commemorative
joke.
couch, yeah. Nice flat
there
bag
it
right
is.
there. That came in low. There was no doubt about it. 19-10, Sebastian Barger, Bracey, Blanton. We're going to try to get out of the consolation bracket. 4 out of this one, 4 out of the other. They will work their way back into a bracket that will be reseeded, and we will work our way towards a doubles championship on Saturday afternoon. We'll go over the schedule here at the end of this match to give you an idea of what we're going to be looking at on Saturday.
That bag had a funny flight to it right
was
there.
A higher arc than he had been throwing. I thought maybe he was going to try to go up and around to the right-hand side, but
Dean's trying to get some advice from Michael. Michael's a good dude, man. He always sends me messages and we can talk about the picks and stuff. He likes to make some picks himself, so not a bad picker either.
Done to come in around, I don't know, 5:37-ish, and just put a little something in there between those two bags. See if he can push it through. Oh, he came in.
That was a good shot.
Boy, he did exactly what he wanted to do, and they did not do exactly what he expected them to do. Bracey gives it a little nudge. I think he helped him out.
He goes at him again the same way.
Yeah, he's asking Michael right now. He said, yep, do it again. And he's got two left, so he can come at it.
Nice bag by Gene Quilter.
Nicely done.
Yes.
And Bracey's got a lot of work to do if he's going to try to take one of those. He probably ought to just focus on putting this one in and calling it a frame.
And this could be a 6-point round in 19-16 if Gene can complete this right here. And she's made 2 phenomenal shots in this round.
And if he's able to get that little accidental cut shot.
There it
man,
is, right there.
it.
And a fist bump. And nobody's more excited than Gene Quilter, who struggled a little bit.
I think maybe you might be.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for Gene. I'm going to tell you.
I'm going to have to turn my headphones down.
I'm not biased or anything. I'm just saying I like to see the seasoned veterans do good.
If there are any ear, nose, and throat doctors in Branson that are happen to be watching, I'm going to need a right eardrum replacement, or at least the drum
sorry,
head.
buddy.
Good Lord.
Man, that was that was a great round for Gene Quilter.
He had 3 shots in a row that he needed, and he made all 3.
He made all 3 of them.
Really, really nicely done.
Let's see if Michael can go, and he just may have opened the door up for the game. And what a nice job by Sebastian to step back and make him think about it just a little bit.
Yeah, he sure did. His maturity has shown both in his pitching and his demeanor and the way he carries himself on the court with regard to knowing that strategy, how to get in somebody's head.
Yeah, I thought Michael might have thrown a little blocker bag right there.
Yeah, he's going to have to hope that Sebastian makes a mistake that he typically doesn't make.
Nope, and he is dead center right down the freeway.
And all he has to do is do it one more time.
Yeah, Michael's going to make him have to do it. And this is to move on to the next bracket.
It's up. Oh, and he lets him off the hook. There's no draw there.
Oh.
Or it is a draw, no blood drawn on that one. And that is, and again, I don't know how many times we can say it, probably ad nauseum, to the point where if you've been watching all these matches, you're like, okay, we get it. Hardest shot in cornhole. Hardest shot in cornhole, that 4th or 8th bag, when you got an open lane, and all you have to do is just put it right in the middle.
It just keeps happening over and over, though.
How they are able to do it when it shouldn't happen, and how they're unable to do it when it's a gimme, just blows me away.
I thought Gene might have had the momentum right there to go right down the middle, and he kicks one off to the left just a little bit.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I had the green highlighter out ready to put Barger and Blanton on.
I saw you grab it and take the top off.
I'm going to go ahead and put the cap right back on. There you go. A little timeout called by Gene. He wants to meet up with Michael in mid-court, and it's going to give the Bracey and Sebastian an opportunity to exchange taters and go, come on, don't overthink it. Let's just get it done. So he's got to worry about what he's going to do with this, because I don't know. There's just a point of the bag in there hanging at 9 o'clock, and he doesn't have that. He doesn't have that inbound drag shot, does he?
No,
I haven't seen it yet.
No, I'm going to tell you this. I think if I'm Gene right here, I just try to make sure I make those last 3 bags, because Bracey's shown that he's been off a little bit all day.
Yeah.
And, he left 3 out last round. Something a little short of the hole right here in the middle is not going to be bad. There you go for Gene.
It's not terrible right there. Putting it in the hole. It is funny when you talk about the fact that putting it in the hole may not be the thing you want to do sometimes. I mean, no one I talk to, when I tell them what I do, can understand that in the least.
Yeah.
All right, so now if he wants to.
Well, maybe a block. Or even in the hole.
Stock one up on front of it or clear him out. That's what he looks like. And that was not it.
No.
That was not it.
And this is Bracey's opportunity to maybe put this game away.
Mm-hmm.
There's enough of that bag hanging in the back left that Gene might could possibly pull it. Oh, and there it is.
Nicely done, and that's going to probably.
You taking the top off your pen again?
Yeah, I'm going to get that pen out again. I'm going to start the green line. Here it comes. No offense to Gene. He's going up. He's going over. He's trying to get it. He puts one in, and, boy, I tell you what.
On the board wins the game.
That's all it takes. But, as we've said a number of times, I'm not even touching the pen to the paper just yet. It's there. It's up. It's in. And it's over. Bracey, Blanton, and Sebastian Barger work their way back. They will be part of the reseeded bracket 4 out of each. Bracket A and B in the doubles. A great game by Michael Chittenden and Gene Quilter. They had some great shot making, nicely done, and a good comeback from a guy who admittedly sucked the last time he was here on center court. That would be Bracey Blanton. But congratulations to he and Sebastian for pulling that off, and they will, as part of that consolation play-in to the Final 8, being part of that reseeded bracket, 4 from each. And we will continue to have center court action in the ACO. Welcome back to the Branson Hilton Convention Center in Branson, Missouri. It is the ACO World Championships of Cornhole Season 17. Center court is where you find yourself in the fine company of my partner here, Philip Barnett, the Mississippi Ninja, and a guy that has forgotten more about cornhole than I'll ever know, Joel Karnick. He will be here in the booth with us as we bring the center court action to you as we get into round one, the winner's bracket, the quarterfinal, and this is going to be a match. Out of the blue lane, Craig Ervin, Russel Tabors are going to be throwing against Justin Gibson and Austin Douglas out of Virginia. Blue lane is the higher seed, and they are ready to roll, fellas.
Yeah, and we saw Russell and Craig throw almost a perfect game against the Hertz earlier on this court, and we saw this Austin Douglas and Justin Gibson play really, really well to earn their spot in the reseeded bracket. So
I think every year when we have these worlds, we always see at least a couple of teams and doubles kind of make their mark, right?
Yeah.
Yes, these two guys right here from Virginia, I think, are making their mark here today.
They really are. And they pick up the first deuce there.
Yes, they do. They came in and they started hot and they stayed that way, and they ended up taking out Scott Stoffergen and Rob Green earlier. 21-11 was the final.
Yeah, they played really
game.
well.
They played really steady cornhole, and they're going to have their steady game, especially Austin Douglas standing next to Russell up the middle. Tabors, and thank you very much. You're welcome about for that, Russell. I apologize. Good Lord. It's like clockwork.
Russell only missed one bag in the last game he played
match.
on center court.
They've been here before.
steady.
We'll see how these Virginia guys, they seem to be handling the first rounds on center court pretty good. It's always interesting to see when guys haven't been here kind of how they adjust to it.
Right. Well, the adjustment seems to be just fine. 4-0 is the early lead as Justin Gibson grabs his weaponry and gets ready to fire back towards Austin and see what he can pull off with that first bag.
It's not as uncommon to be in front. I know this is completely different than anything they played in, but there's so many big tournaments now, just independent ones. These guys are used to being, in that atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not as awkward as it was maybe 2 or 3 years ago to be in this kind of environment.
Well, these two guys came out here earlier, and they put a lot of bags in the hole. And if the bright lights bothered them, it sure did not show. And it's not showing so far in this game right here.
And we watched the Hertz. We watched Bracey and Sebastian. We watched Gavin and Gary. We watched a whole host of others. These two were the least nervous, Joel, that we saw of anybody that had been out on center court through the course of the afternoon.
And these guys may come in here and say, hey, we ain't got nothing to lose. Let's just play some bags,
Everything to win.
Well, he gave 4 back there, so 4-4 now. Of course, Tabors and Ervin with their Gunner top 20 jerseys on there, it looks like, right?
Sporting one there, buddy.
Yeah. Son and I are fortunate to come in at number 12.
Yeah, why did you bring that jersey up by chance?
Yeah.
Because you happen to have one on? The Top Gun 20
Lucky
jersey is a
dog.
sharp-looking jersey. That orange is a very
nice.
coveted color, and that's a nice bag right there by Austin Douglas. He uses he almost nudges Russell's out of the way to say, hey, there's a new kid in town, man. Here on
Yes,
center
sir.
court.
Hey, I'm here, man. I know you've been here a million times, but I'm here to play, buddy. These guys are from Virginia, Chad Chestnut's guys. So, you know how good a player Chad is. Oh, and there's one that gets away from him.
Came in a little hot on that one. Just a little bit too much zip on it. Skimmed the left side of the hole. That one caught the right side.
And these guys playing, obviously, from their preferred side of the boards because when they were in the lower seed earlier, Russell and Craig were playing from opposite sides of the court.
It's 3 back there. It is an advantage of having a righty and a lefty. I'm a lefty and my son is a righty, so we can always throw inside arm no matter what. We'll just flip in. So it is a little bit of an advantage, I guess.
Yeah, it's nice to have a lefty partner. I've rolled around with one for a few times.
I'm going to go ahead and give you guys that commentary for now. As a lefty, when I get out of the Lifers tournament, we'll see if anybody shares your opinion. I think there are going to be 6 people who disagree with you.
I'm sitting here thinking I'm in between 2 lefties. I don't know if I should be scared.
Yeah, we've said it our whole lives. Phil, we're the only ones in our right minds.
Uncharacteristic short bag there by Mr. Tabors.
Oh, and there's
tried to bring that one in. I don't think it's going to come in, but he gave it a shot there.
Let's try to gather that back up. Sure did. Russell just going to go ahead.
Bumped his in.
There's a little bit of a space there to sneak in. He's going to step out and try to sneak in between there, maybe bring his width too.
Oh, almost. He almost had enough to get it to drop, but neither ends up taking the.
Little hot. There's that fine line when you throw that slick side of you want to be firm, but a little bit too much, and it's going to kind of jump on you like it did right there. Just kind of jumped right through it.
Well, and Joel, we've noticed all week going that way. If you come in that way and you happen to find that 11 or 1 o'clock spot just right there at the hole or just past it, you're shooting off the back. It's a little bit slick on the back side of that board on that end in particular. Come in there hard and try to finish, but I think he's pinched himself up pretty badly there. That's Justin. Nice bag, buddy.
Nice. I think that bag Ervin's got sitting
Craig.
over there is going to go.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
it goes.
Nicely done.
Justin would agree with you.
Ooh, off the back a little bit there. Yeah, I don't know what the science is of it, but it seems like in summertime when you get just a little humidity in the air and it seeps into every building, that it's just that little bit of moisture on that slick side just causes it to just hop just a little bit versus the just traditional inside in a non-humid type condition. You know, we're from northern Wisconsin. We got very little humidity up there. So you got to adjust to that because you're used to just being able to smoke that slick side and just have them take care. Well, if it jumps a little bit, well, it's going to skid right off the back.
Right.
Yeah. We need to pipe some of the humidity from my hometown into
Northern
up there with you.
Wisconsin. Yeah, we'll trade you.
Yeah.
I talked to my wife this morning. I think you said it was 68 degrees where we are in northern Wisconsin. A little bit off. Tried to cut that around that one and lost it off the back. It's tough when you got a slick board to try. Those cut shots are really touchy. Just tried to go a little right to left on that.
That was just a big mistake there by
Yep.
Austin Douglas.
And to answer your question, Chad, yeah, the brackets have been combined. This is the new reseed. This is round one of the winner's bracket, and this is the quarterfinal. And before all is said and done tonight, we will find out who will be facing off in the Season 17 World Championships of Cornhole ACO Doubles Division on Saturday.
So we get to that Final Four, and then it's a double limb from there, right? Yeah.
Righto.
Oh, and Russell.
Right by
I mean, Craig.
Craig on that.
Huh?
Gave it back.
And how many
Can't
times have we seen that?
capitalize.
How many times have we seen that?
Those points can come back to haunt you a little later in this game.
Tell you, there was a lot of head shaking going on today when we were going through the A and B brackets of teams that went 1-2, 0-2, and it was just our jaws were just dropping. Like, you got to be kidding me!
These guys lost. Yeah, I'm telling you.
You had to be on today, no matter which game you were playing or where you were seated, or you were going to find yourself out really quick.
That's right.
Level of competition is crazy here. Fun, but crazy.
Yeah,
It
Russell
is.
and
Every
Craig.
good. Sorry.
No, that's all right. I was just going to say, by way of a reminder, that competition includes names like Tabors and Ervin, and not just Craig Ervin. Ashley Ervin, she came in here in co-ed, and they made a heck of a comeback last night. Boy, and that's just a mess right there.
That's
going
that
to be
slick side we talked about that just tried to come in a little firm, and
points.
it literally looked like just skimmed right over the hole. You just can't be coming in too hot. They're gonna ride right over on you.
That's a couple times he's thrown that same shot, and now they find herself in a real deep hole.
Yep, no room for error here, and there's one probably not going to come back over there.
It didn't seem to want to move there when Craig's bag touched it.
Four-bagger's going to win it for Craig, I think, right here.
You're right.
Make him go low and hard, and this is going to do it. He's got a great push bag. Going to come in and take them both.
It is.
That'll do it.
Yeah, I think
it
that's
really,
good.
I mean, it's a 21-7 game, but there was those two key push shots they missed, and that was the chunk that did it right there. That's your difference.
Exactly right.
You make those?
It's good
Coach
stuff. I'll tell you what, it was a hell of a run there, Justin Gibson and Austin Douglas, but it's Craig Ervin and Russell Tabors who will advance in the winner's bracket quarterfinal for the doubles here at the ACO World Championships of Cornhole. You are watching us here on center court at the Branson Hilton Convention Center. We will have a new match set for you here, and before 9 or 9:30, I think tonight we're going to know who our finalists are going to be.
I think so, too.
It's going to be good stuff. We'll recap here in just a little while with regard to who has made advancements into some final matches on Saturday, some new categories, as a matter of fact, and new divisions here in the ACO. Welcome back to the banks of Lake Taneycomo, Branson, Missouri, here at the Branson Hilton Convention Center. We're just, I would say, a really long airmail's throw away from Lake Taneycomo, but we are here at the center of the Cornhole universe, center court is where we call home. I am Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO. I am bookended here by Joel Karnick, and sandwiched in between is the Mississippi Ninja, Philip Barnett. Three faces for radio here on the stream and ready to call the action as we are looking to determine who's going to be our winners bracket finalist here in the ACO doubles, looking to play on Saturday night.
I'm just a little confused as to where I am. Where are we? Lake what?
Lake Taneycomo.
Taneycomo,
Everybody
all right.
thinks that's a river. It's a lake.
Thought I took a wrong turn somewhere. I thought I was in Branson. All right, good.
I have many more facts about Branson I'll share with
All
you
right, fantastic.
later on, but I got another fact right now as these guys are exchanging taters, and this is going to be
a good one.
Shootout right here. Craig
Yeah.
Ervin and Russel Tabors in the high seat blue lane. Gavin Kirk and Gary Bearpaw lined up shoulder to shoulder with them in the red lane, and we are just getting underway. Craig's going to take that first bag, and he did like he did in the last
Absolutely.
one, Phil.
Right
Pushed it
to
off
the
a little
left.
bit to the left. Right to the left. That sounds like a Joe Nuxall call. Left, right, center. You got it right there. Right, left, right to the left. It's
Well,
good
there's-
stuff.
If there ever is a player in the ACO that will grind and wear you down, it's Gary Bearpaw. He will just four-bag you to death, and just when you think you put up a good blocker, he'll shoot an airmail right over the top of you. He is the real deal, and Russell's going to have his hands full down here.
That's exactly why he is one of the favorites to win the singles,
Yes,
which starts
absolutely.
tomorrow.
And Gavin puts one off the backside. Is going to give up the single digit to get us started. And Joel, it sounds like the voice of experience there when you talk about the death by 1,000 cuts with Gary.
Yeah, my son and I lost our first game in Cedar Rapids. Major came all the way back through, won 9 in a row. First game of the double dip, got up 10-6 on Bearpaw and his partner, and then he proceeded to 2-point meet to death to, I think, a 20-10 win or whatever it was. But, yeah, he'll do that to you, and he has the ability to lock in when he needs to, and just everything's in the hole.
And it's the same motion. I know I mentioned this every time he's here. He never changes. Oh, what a nice airmail. And there it is.
There's that four-bagger.
Imagine that, huh? How
Imagine
about that?
Well, and if Russell's going to give him the middle and do it for him, he's just going to go ahead
Yeah.
and take it. And we've seen him, and even there visually, he knew he had the alley created for him. But I mean, to that point about that scoring, what is it? You and Jay Boogie always say 10 don't win.
10s don't win.
10 don't win.
Yeah, 10.
10.
He's able to pull that off with the accent and make it even more poetic.
Or if you're from northern Wisconsin, it says, "Hey, dear, don't shoot them 10s, dear." That's what it is.
I like this guy, Finn.
My son always says, "Do you think people here know that we're from Wisconsin?" I said, "Oh, yeah, they do. They do."
They do.
Oh my goodness, this is just this is going to be a clinic right here on different ways to find the different corners of the hole, as we like to say.
Oh, it was, man.
Costly 2-point mistake by Craig Ervin there.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Gavin Kirk joins, think about this now, Gavin Kirk joins Gary Bearpaw in Cedar Rapids because Gary's partner couldn't make it.
Yeah.
And they are one game away from going to the World Championship.
Yeah.
Think about that, Joel.
Well, when we were in Cedar Rapids, my son and I were just like, "Who's throwing with Gary?"
Yeah.
He said, well, he threw very well. And obviously his game has really matured even more here to be at this level now.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
I'm going to guess that Gavin's purple jersey probably hangs in a frame with a pin spot on it, and he breaks glass in case of an emergency.
That's right.
And this would be that emergency right
I'm going to
here.
have to see if that's got a Cedar Rapids name on it. I might just go touch it just to say that I at least had a finger on it anyway, since I was that close to it. But they played well. It was still it's always awesome. You don't want to win that purple jersey, but just to be in that spot and playing it's something special.
Oh, yeah.
They're playing very well right now, taking an early 6-1 lead on Tabors and Ervin.
Hey, I'll tell you what, how about a little tidbit for you? I got my first jersey in Foley, Alabama, playing doubles
Oh, yeah.
with Russell Tabors.
There you go.
There you go. How about that?
No one
awesome.
has more Russell Tabors trivia.
That's right. I got
Russell
some
Tabors.
Russell Tabors trivia.
Philip Barnett knows more about Russell Tabors than Russell Tabors.
And Russell
knows.
Tabor knows about Russell Tabor. But next time I come on the broadcast, I might have to go on Wiki and find out all the information on Russell Tabor just to keep up with you.
Oh, he'll have new material.
I just had to bring that out. You brought the purple jersey.
Great.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
great.
2 for Craig there.
All right, so they're going to cut the lead in half, 6-3 now, and they'll take back that first bag. And where do you think this bag's going to go, Philip, if you had a guess?
Russell may try to block here. He got away. He got Bearpaw to kick one off. He tried to block and he threw it to the left.
You're right. It was a blocker, but it just skidded left, and that's Might as well just leave that alone and just hope.
Oh,
There's
boy.
that fast lane on that board right there, and that could be costly.
Just try to limit it to 5 right now with that
Yep.
bumper. Now
Oh,
you
and
can
this
limit it
could
to
be
7.
huge.
Gary will be able to bring that one in if Russell doesn't even just go through it.
Oh.
This could be 9, and we hardly ever see 9 spots on center
Get around this
court.
one.
Oh,
It's gonna
and
hang
it's
just a little bit.
7.
In our group, when there's a 7, we say, and the extra point is good. You know what that is.
Yeah, that's nice.
Boy, I'll tell you, 13 on 3 this quickly.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise,
Quick.
surprise.
But these guys can come back. They're professionals.
You just got to, when you get down like that, you just got to have the mindset we need to extend this game out as long as we can and hope at some point maybe they'll give some of that back. Might not happen in the first 8 or 10, but you just need to keep extending it out as long as you can.
Every bag counts. You need to make sure you minimize those mistakes when you get down this far.
Now he's asking Gary, Gavin, should I?
I think he steps out and goes right in between those 2 bags, right in the hole, to be honest with you.
He came back in.
Yeah.
He came back in. He's going to come up and over. Oh, and he gets it nicely done.
What
How
do
about
I
that?
know?
Well, he did. What you were saying is exactly as a nice
Yeah.
gathering right
Beautiful
there.
by Craig.
And that's one of Craig's best shots right there. Is that not unlike our boy All Day Glover, the ability to grab a bag and just have it, take it with it. But Gavin asked him just what you were saying. Should I step outside and shoot it? And he stepped inside and shot it anyway. It's almost as if he ignored the advice he was given.
Now that one can be bullied out of the way.
I think when you get a situation like that, it's good to give your partner an option because sometimes they're just feeling the airmail. You're just like, I'm feeling it. So let them have that option of which one they want to take.
Well, one thing about him, we've watched him play here on center court, and he has been nailing airmail after airmail, so why not let him shoot it?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, there's the chance for Russell to grab two, and he doesn't take it. He doesn't take it, so 15 on 3 is where we find ourselves. Again, the higher seed in this to head to the finals of the World Championship doubles coming up on Saturday night. Right around 6:30, I do believe, is when we're scheduled. Now, things could change up a little over the course of the day, but we've got a full action-packed schedule starting Saturday very early on from Pipfall at 9 a.m., and then the official ACO Finals Championship Saturday, ACO World Cornhole Day, gets underway at high noon.
Lots of great championship matches set up for Saturday. That's going to be a fun day. Fun to watch if you can't be here. Set aside time and watch it live.
All we ask is 9 hours. That's all we're asking for.
Yeah.
9 hours of your time.
Keep your phone with you, whatever you're doing. If you're playing in a tournament, bring it up on the big screen at your tournaments and just stream it to everybody.
We had that last year a few times with Fergie fans. And I'll tell you
Fergie
what,
fans in Tennessee had it up. Coming in low, going to try to grab it. He just missed it.
And that's a few points they have left on the board
that
could possibly got them back in this game, 15-3. Gary Bear Paul and Gavin Kirk.
Could have been 15-7 real easily the last 2 rounds.
Boy, I just get the feeling like Craig and Russell are going to have to put up 1 or 2 here quickly. They're going to have to do it, or psychologically, I think it's going to be rough to come back from.
Look at that, man. It's just like so methodical.
I think I'm going to get our guy, Zach, our videographer, to just take some slow-mo of Gary playing. And I just want to measure the arc on those bags and see if they're even an 1/8 of a degree different. And
there you go.
Saved
a couple points.
Boy, he did right there. It's just a couple on top of that 15. But I would be very interested to see the sports science behind his throw and how similar it is every single time.
It'd be like in the home run derby when they have the angle of the home run going out to the outfield, how they're all the same. I think Veripaz would just be one line, all the same, exact same height, exact same angle.
It would be, even with his airmails. He don't change a whole lot on his airmails. Nice back.
Just a little higher release, and there it goes.
Craig will clean all that up eventually.
He's okay with that bag right there.
Oh, okay. Well, Gavin says, all right, I'll do it for you. See what you can do with the middle wide open. I challenge you to a duel.
It almost looked like he was trying to ease that one up for a little blocker, maybe.
It's just tough. He just said he wasn't blocking
No.
Beep. No more.
Yeah, it's so tough when you change mentally to think, okay, I'm going to throw a blocker.
Yeah.
And it's just a different touch and a different feel. It's a different release. And you see so many times guys will have the right distance, but just a little bit left and right, and that's poison.
Some people have that block bag and some people don't. I'm looking at a guy right there, DJ Long, sitting right across from us. He can throw the blocker right in the middle almost every single time.
Yeah.
Austin Cameron's another example of it.
That's why I think it's important, and my son and I have talked about this, when you throw a blocker bag, is to change the elevation, not the velocity, because that will make it a little bit easier. It's the same throw, but just a little higher.
There's that 12 spot.
And moving on to Saturday is going to be Gary Bearpaw and the unlikely partner, Gavin Kirk.
Up and over, and he ends up knocking himself out.
Yeah.
Gavin Kirk, Gary Bearpaw advance, as you mentioned. Saturday's winners final in the ACO World Championships of Cornhole doubles. It's approximately 6:30-ish on Saturday. One of the great matches we've got set for you here on center court. Now, Craig and Russell will probably see them again here, maybe before, unless it happens in the other room. But we've still got a couple more matches we want to run for you here when all is said and done. And you know what? We might as well take a quick look at that schedule, because as I mentioned, we start on Sunday around with the national anthem around 11:30, 12 o'clock with the Hay Goods here, the top show in Branson. That should be a lot of fun. We'll have wrapped up our $2,500 Pitfall tournament here. Then we have the Lifetime Members Championship, which I will be here.
But you will be the champion.
Yes, I will be on center court for the Lifetimers Championship.
You'll probably be here
I'll
with
be
me.
Over here, yeah, I'll be on this side of it. The Juniors Doubles Championship that'll feature Bracey Blanton and Sebastian Barger against Kaleb Rogers and Riley Brewster. The Seniors Doubles Championship will follow that. Then the Women's Doubles Championship. And then it's the Ervins, Craig and Ashley, Crashley as they were named last night or possibly beforehand, against Josh Allday Glover and Caitlin Ham. That'll be the World Co-Ed Championships, followed by juniors, seniors, women's. Then there's going to be a little awards ceremony where Frank Ears, the cornhole dude, gets a chance to come out and introduce pretty much everyone in the building to everyone else in the building, give a few awards. We've got a very special Bulldog Road Dog Award we're going to be presenting to those who have spent quite a bit of time with the ACO this year and mimicking and walking and pitching in the path of one Mike Bulldog Schaefer, who will be joining us on Friday and Saturday here in the house. So we'll have some awards to give away. We'll have the Woody Award for our top certified official. It'll be a lot of internal fun before we get down to it. And then that will lead us into the World's Doubles Championship. And then the winner's bracket, we will crown a king or queen of cornhole before all is said and done on Saturday night. So it's kind of the moment we've all been waiting for here this afternoon. Finn and the Mississippi Ninja, Philip Barnett, checking in live from the Branson Hilton Convention Center. It is the ACO World Championships of Cornhole. Again, center court in Branson, the place to be, and this is the game to see, because this is going to determine, Philip, who is going to be facing off against Gary Bearpaw and Gavin Kirk to Saturday night around 6:30 in our ACO World Championship doubles finals. And this is going to be another slugfest with two Top Gun 20 teams.
Absolutely. You see the jerseys representing the Top Gun 20. These four players are no stranger to our center court.
No, they're not. As a matter of fact, Russell, Tabors, and Craig Ervin have been standing in here for about the last hour and a half.
Absolutely. Hey, and I expect a good game out of this. I think we had Craig and Russell take down the Hertz earlier.
Yes, we did.
And we reseeded the bracket, as the Hertz came in as the number one overall seed, but with going into the reseed bracket with a loss, that put Russell and Craig Ervin
in the higher seed.
In the higher seed
this
this
time.
time.
In the fifth seed.
Yeah.
So that's why you see typically the blue-laden Hurt Locker team in the red lane, and that's why Craig Ervin threw that first bag. These guys just getting a little reacquainted, as if they don't know one another. No blood drawn there.
Yeah.
It looked almost like symmetrical mistakes made that were put up there. And I keep using the word mistake, and don't get me wrong. I'm not casting aspersions or throwing stones. But at this level, this late in the day, those guys know that they want those bags back.
Absolutely.
So Russell will continue with the first bag, and Isaac follows.
And both of these teams are wanting this game because it takes them into our Saturday championship day to face a machine in
Gary
Bearpaw and his newly found partner, Gavin Kirk.
Yeah, what a story that would be.
Yes.
If they were able to pull this off, an ad hoc team formed in, I think you said Cedar Rapids, if I'm not mistaken. And we were both there watching that happen and thought, what is going on? And I think everybody else in the doubles division was saying to themselves, what is going on? And they went late into the evening and they pulled it off. We had Joel Karnick up here talking about those particular matches, as a matter of fact, not long ago. And Craig puts one uncharacteristically off the backside of the board. But again, whoever wins this will be in that final match around 6:30 on Saturday, which we invite you to join us all day long for great center court action. And there were some questions as to why the Hertz match here previously wasn't on center court. It had worked its way through the bracket and had already begun in the other room in the main arena while the previous game was on center court, so we couldn't pick it up and move it. But the best news is we're looking at this match right now, and 3-0 is the early lead for the Hertz. Isaac and Kaleb. Isaac standing shoulder to shoulder with Russell, is getting ready to pitch his bag, as he does. And Craig Ervin standing down side by side with Kaleb Hertz.
Here comes an airmail.
Up and over, and he just bounces one in there. It was a little chip shot. That was nicely done. So
you'll take that. You'll take that.
Isaac getting a little advice from Big Brother. He's going to come in low and hard, try to collect it. He takes 2 in, and his other is waiting to go, and Russell returns the favor. Oh, boy, there's one off the back.
This could be 5, and it is.
Well,
wow,
would
5-3.
It be absurd to say that hurt?
That hurt. The Hertz. I tell you what, it was interesting to see the Hertz on their way over here, and their whole posse was just coming. It looked like a parade of people.
It looked like something out of Reservoir Dogs.
Absolutely. But, man, there's a great crowd gathered here at center court. Bunch of people watching online. This is going to be a great game.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't they came from behind in the previous match.
They did.
They were down significantly to come back and take the match to earn their way back here to center court.
Took down some of their local rivals, Austin Cameron and Jamie Fitchum.
Jamie Fincham.
Yeah.
Caleb's got the middle of the board. He left one a little bit to the left, which he has been doing all week long.
And you got to wonder, how's that going to affect him in singles? He's been doing that all afternoon today, every time we've seen him on center court. Russell with the first bag here.
Collects everything, holds them there on his shelf. Sets and releases, nicely done right down the middle as expected. Nice follow by Isaac. No, that one didn't drip in the way you'd expect it to.
Coming down.
It's going to come on in, yeah.
Here we go.
I'll tell you something right now. This is all the earmarkings of a seniors match, just played at a much quicker pace. Right there. That was a nice 8-bagger. That's a good one.
Hey, we're putting it in the hole right there.
Will's asking about what time we're going to be wrapping up tonight. Well, this will be the last match, I believe, on center court tonight. Right. Is that correct? Last match for doubles on center court.
Yep.
So we may be wrapping things up here and looking ahead to a full schedule tomorrow as World Singles, RPI Singles begin very early. And we will have a lot of great matches here for you as we have throughout the day today with the doubles competition.
The doubles bracket has really moved on today.
Yeah, it really has. Well, the further implementation of the Scoreholio system has been, a blessing and a godsend because it just streamlines the entire process of running a tournament and tournament management for everyone involved, and it allows people to also get out and do some other things, and there's been plenty for them to do here in the tailgater zone and shop a little merch and go out and explore Branson, Missouri. Plenty to find for everybody in the family here, and that's why so many have made a full vacation out of this the final week of July. These guys just going to keep firing until somebody makes a mistake, and who's it going to be? Who's going to make that first mistake?
Well, I'll tell you what, this end right here is putting them in the hole. You gotta love Isaac Hurt.
Up and over.
Nice shot.
Airmail.
Hey, what I liked about Russell right there? He didn't even think about that.
No, he knew he had it.
He reared back, fired. He's got one of the better airmails in the game. That was a great shot to pick up 2 points and take a 9-5 lead. As they want to get back to Bear Paw and Gavin, and
they do.
Yeah, and this here on this end right here is from our pro shootout, the finals matchup right there.
Sure is.
Greg
Doesn't look anything like it, though, to be
No,
honest with you. Look
no
at this.
wind bothered them.
Now they're both just going to carry them in off the backboards that they've each set up.
Now, Craig's bag may be gettable. Let's see if he wants to take a little gamble here.
It's funny, he bounced.
What did he do?
Went up after.
Yes,
he went
sir.
Up after
I knew it.
He had put Caleb's bag just out of reach, and so Caleb tried to do that. And well, I tell you what, I guarantee you, right inside of somebody's head right now is going, whew.
I was watching him, and he did breathe a big sigh of relief when that bag dripped into the side. Well, we're trying to fix the audio.
Now it seems to be working for everybody except for Elijah. So
Yeah.
hang in there, Elijah. It's there. So you might want to reset whatever it is you're watching, but it appears to be just fine.
Look at that end. I mean, he's got it red hot down on that end. Another 4-bagger by both guys.
Also, just occurred to me how stupid it is to tell somebody he can't hear you that he can hear you.
I'm not even going to touch that.
Just leave that one alone. 9-on-5, the top seeds here in this particular match. Running out of the blue lane, Craig Ervin sinks that first bag. Kaleb says, all right, we're good to go. Let's do this. We just lost a little video.
Yeah,
There we go. Now we're back.
2 guys that sit inside the top 10 in the rankings throwing against each other down there. And, man, I'm having a blast. You know that?
Well, we have seen the best of the best repeatedly. And what's interesting is we've seen the best of the best bested on occasion, and that's what's so great about the organization.
2 more, and Craig is so far as Caleb's been just a hair off from what we normally see from him.
Just a little bit. The inimitable legend Don Bailey is checking everything out. And again, don't forget, if you're watching on the Facebook Live feed, you can also catch us in high definition through the embedded link at AmericanCornhole.com. Boy, these guys are just literally throwing this is.
It's just like one bag right after the other, right in the hole.
There you go.
He caught the front edge right there.
And that's the one he needed to make it back up from earlier. He had given one away, and he was able to come back in here, and hopefully he's able to collect it. He doesn't take it. He doesn't take it.
Yeah.
All right, Taters exchange down there. Russell says, nah, it's all right, big dog. You're good to go.
Yeah. You know what? You got to admire the maturity of Isaac Hurst. You knew, just like I did when we saw him in the extra room there in the Vegas when we were in Vegas. He's begging anybody who want to play cornhole, come on, play. You want to play with me? Mm-hmm. I threw a few bags with him, and look at him now. Here he is on center court.
I think I told you. Yeah. I think I told you. I got his autograph then because I knew.
Absolutely.
I have a bag at home. I talk about this once in a while. It's a white ACO Worlds bag. It was an autograph bag. It has one autograph on it, and it's Isaac Hurt, and he signed it, I Hurt. And I thought, well, I got to be honest with you, that's the most appropriate thing for me to look at every day when I get up. It's printed out, I Hurt.
That's
What bags are they throwing, Phil? What do they got out there? 724s.
724s for the Hertz. And
are those the Project 13s? Is that what I read earlier?
Yeah, and Vortex for Russell and Craig. Man, these guys, you know, on the other end where Kaleb and Ervin, they've been matching. One of them will miss, the other will pick up 2. Mm-hmm. And then they swap back. The other one misses, the other one picks up 2.
Yeah,
and it's not going to be any more than that, I don't think.
Back and forth, boy. And I'll tell you what, Isaac has been on
fire.
Man,
he is dialed in.
And Russell gives him those 2 back that he offered up. That's got the tic-tac rocking over there.
John Hollis tuning in, pulling from Russell Tabors.
You know, something else I've noticed, too, with and there he is off to the left again. Kaleb, he tends to play with that one side of his shirt tucked in. And I don't know if that's part of his regimen or just sort of a little superstition or what it is, but I just started noticing that based on the bright orange color of that Top Gun 20 jersey that he's sporting there with his brother.
Beautiful jerseys that are wearing, too. I'm jealous.
Well, we know what we need to do to get them. And by we, I mean you. All right, so he pushes himself out of the way, and he gives that center to Craig Ervin, who takes it willingly, and they post another deuce, 13-on-19. The higher seeds, Craig Ervin and Russell Tabors, trying to push their way into the final, 6:30 on Saturday night against Gavin Kirk and Gary Bearpaul in the ACO World Champion doubles finale.
And one thing we haven't seen that we saw on all
He
the
shoots
other
the
ones,
airmail and
and Russell, he's going to fire away, is we have not seen a big round yet. Nothing over a 2, but this has got the makings of a 3 because Isaac is dialed in.
Russell's off the back. He tried to go in. If Russell or if Isaac can put it in there,
Look
he's going to
at
pick
that.
up 3.
Has that kid missed in this match?
Well, he gave up a couple, and then he got him right back, and he has just been completely focused in.
Russell's wife, Cherish, is tuning in. I'm sure her and the girls are enjoying seeing her husband on center court.
Absolutely.
Man, this is a great game right here. We've been waiting on this one all night.
Yeah, this is the one you wait for all day long right here, and you can tell by the crowd that's gathered around center court. They're lined up 3 deep now because I think everybody is curious what's going to be the result, and that was nicely done. A 4-bagger there from Kaleb and a 4-bagger there from Craig. They fist bump and get ready to receive now as these guys collect their bullets and get ready to fire.
You know,
Brian Reed made a great point here, Phil. He goes, I don't know who to cheer for, all 4 such great guys.
I agree with that. That's a 100% statement. And Russell might be getting a little, he got to get a little frustrated because Isaac is not letting up.
Yep.
And Isaac might be thinking that Russell's not letting up either.
Yeah, this is just a slugfest right here. It's who's going to make the mistake.
Wow.
Look at that, and the appreciation back and forth between the two of them. A little round of applause from Isaac, I think, for both of them, not just for him. Russell steps back, throws his hands in his pockets, and that's his typical receiving stance.
Yeah. And when he's missed, every miss he's had has been in that exact same spot.
Right there, always left and high.
Yeah, now he's got 2 over there. He might can pull that one.
I think he can. Actually, Craig just pulled it back a little bit further into play right there. Oh, boy.
Nah, he's not getting that one back.
No, he's not.
Nice bag by Craig.
So now what's the play right there? Drive it through and take it? Yep.
Yeah. This could put them up 17-12, and he does finish.
He does get it done.
Think about when you have these 4 guys right here and you make a mistake, you can bet the other guy is going to take advantage of it. And that's what's been going on in this game. Every time there's been a mistake made, the other player has taken advantage of it.
Absolutely. Oh, and there it is. And let's see if 4-bag and Isaac is able to take advantage of that and pull 3 back.
So let's see if Russell can let that bag go and finish up and only give up a 3 so far. He stepped out for some reason. I hadn't seen him do that the whole match. And this could be 6.
Could be 6 right on there, and it is. How about that? The tic-tac is able to put up a 6, so 18 on 17. They take that first bag back, and now let's see if he can find that middle. Kaleb, if he can stay away from that little left side and just run right it up the middle, and he does.
Right down the pipe, and you knew that was going to pump him up.
A little fist bump.
Little brother.
Isaac. Oh, boy, and there's another one.
And Craig can't make another mistake here.
No.
Every bag has got to be in the hole from now on.
But we know damn well that Craig can go get that bag.
He can't get it now.
He
will not shoot this.
Set that fish hook if he wants.
And he lets him off the hook. That's a perfect bag by Craig.
Coming in low and hard to push and junk it up, but I think if he gets enough on that back side of that or this front side of it, he's just going to run through it. And he's going to take.
I think he can pick up 2 right here.
Pick it up. I think he can leave Caleb's bag.
I think he should go take a look at this himself. He's got a timeout.
He's going to go in and go get it. Oh, and he takes it off, and that's going to do it. That did it. How about that? We'd have our finalists. It's going to be Gavin Kirk and Gary Bearpaw, 6:30 on Saturday.
Wow.
Tentatively up against the Hurt Locker. How about that? A comeback all the way through the losers bracket. Isaac and Kaleb Hurt take down Craig Ervin, and I'll tell you what, the machine. I'll give him the nickname as well, Russel Tabors, a guy who knows and owns the middle at every given opportunity.
Man.
But what a match. So our finals are set for Saturday, Championship Saturday for the ACO World Championships of Cornhole. Gavin Kirk, Gary Bearpaw will face off against Kaleb Hurt and Isaac Hurt, and that will be our final set. So we will keep you posted if we alert you via your phone. You may have another match here, but that's a heck of a way to wrap things up here from center court. And on behalf of the Mississippi Ninja, Philip Barnett, and I think maybe we take a minute and just run down through the categories and all the different divisions that we've got coming Saturday, just as a reminder, because we know who's going to be in a lot of them. The opening ceremony gets us started around noon. The Lifetime Members Championship is going to be played shortly thereafter, and then our junior doubles. That's going to be Bracey Blanton and Sebastian Barger against
Kaleb Rogers and
the Grasshopper. Riley Brewster. All right, then the seniors doubles championship yet to be listed here, but we will have that for you as far as the women's doubles. That'll follow. And then we've got the Ervins versus Glover and Ham. That's going to be Josh All-Day Glover and Caitlin Ham in the ACO World Co-Ed Championships. Johnny Thomas versus the King is one you're going to want to set an alarm for. No matter where you are, make sure you are watching that. That is going to be a lot of fun. The World Seniors Championship and then the World's Women's Championship. April Alvarez, a brand new name to the championship battle against
Caitlin Ham.
Caitlin Ham. We'll hear that name and see that jersey again. The ACO World Doubles have just been set. Gavin Kirk against Gary Bearpaw will take on the Hurt Locker. And I know you get sick of me saying the Hurt Locker, but it's just a good name right there. Kaleb and Isaac Hurt, who just worked their way through Russel, Tabors, and Craig Ervin, 21-17, taking down the top seed.
Finn, it's been a long week so far, but let's think about this now. We are down to one thing we need to settle.
Yes, we do.
And that's the singles championship, which pool play starts in the morning at 9 o'clock.
Yes, it does.
And tomorrow night, hopefully about this time, we'll know who will be playing for the King of Cornhole.
Now we will have a little bit of bracket play on Saturday evening, and we will be naming a new king or possibly a Queen of Cornhole as our singles champion. The center court has turned into a dance floor, and that's just fine by me. So on behalf of the entire crew here with the American Cornhole Organization, our executive producer, Eric Heinerman, and all who have been a part of the party, and the party continues here in Branson at the Branson Hilton Convention Center. We will see you tomorrow back here on center court for the ACO Championships of Cornhole Season 17. And on the ACO Digital Network, don't forget, we always remind you on behalf of the Cornhole dude, Frank Gears, keep on pitching.
ACO, we are Cornhole. As everybody was that was playing, and it's so many great games. You saw it all, you felt it all, you heard it all. We have a brand new King of Cornhole.